Hello, everyone. We are live on Facebook and then we are also available on your recording. Welcome to this session.
Yes, welcome everybody for our weekly, there we go. We are actually going to do our destination presentation today with beautiful venues from France. So we will shortly introduce our co-host. We do have our lovely colleague from Helsinki, Sheila Riikonen, also today presenting with me. We are both from the Nordics, from the Scandinavian region, and we're based normally in Finland. However, I'm actually now in Tenerife, so this is my remote working location. And we will have quite a few attendees today. We will also upgrade to a panelist. So although we're not having a full-on conversation, you will be able to also open your camera and we have more attendees basically showing to those that are watching the recording. Otherwise, we're using a webinar Zoom format, which means that you can't actually see everyone. This is a slightly different way. It's because we have also some of our clients attending that do not want to be identified. So there's a chance to also remain autonomous. So we will, in a second, start introducing ourselves because we're still waiting everybody to arrive. We have a few more minutes. So please get your teas and coffees and relax. And we will travel to beautiful France today. So how are you doing, Adrien? Where are you based right now?
Well, I'm doing great. Right now I'm in Lyon. It's quite sunny outside, I have to say. So summer is coming, fingers crossed, because winter was quite long. So yeah, everything is doing great, and I'm really happy to introduce myself and of course those three beautiful properties to everyone today. So looking forward to start.
So how is it in Lyon? Is it sunny or is it getting like a spring weather already?
No, it's really sunny now. Right now it's really sunny. It's well, as we will talk about it, it's hotel based in south of France. So even if Lyon is more in the center, but center south of France, so it's quite sunny. I'm originally from Paris, and I can see the difference.
Oh yes, in weather. Paris is a lot of times similar weather to London. I used to live there almost a decade, and yeah, I mean every time I would visit Paris, it was about the similar
gray sky. Yeah.
Adding to the concrete jungle. But I mean, both are beautiful historical cities, though. So luckily, it compensates. So Sheila Riikonen, lovely colleague of mine. How are you doing? Where are you based right now?
Thank you. I'm here in Helsinki region, Finland. And at the same time, we are so happy and glad that corporates and hotel brands in France are also interested in our presentation today. So I noticed in LinkedIn and Facebook that a few of your colleagues and friends in the industry are interested to know what's happening with our Intercontinental France.
Definitely. And what's the weather like in Helsinki at this moment?
It's a bit smoky and foggy. The restrictions are kind of like optimistic. Our prime minister is very optimistic that things will go forward by midsummer, which is in June. Is it? Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Exactly. This is a situation that varies every week almost. One of the reasons why I'm not in Finland right now is because restrictions got a bit tighter just last month. I think it's the tightest that it's been in a whole year. So in 12 months. So I took a chance and took a remote stay in a more of a sunnier location in Canary Islands for several weeks. So of course, travel restrictions mean that you need to take COVID tests every 48 hours within the travel, and also in the destination there's the self-quarantine. So, but it's almost the same as sitting at home, except with better weather. So we have our attendees now arriving. Please do get your teas and coffees, and hope you will enjoy our next about 45 minutes. Sheila will do a little bit of our housekeeping here on the webinar side. We are both working as a venue finders even now, because events are being planned for 6 to 12 to 24 months ahead. So of course our business carries on. We are preparing for hybrid meetings as well, but also we are booking remote team building activities. So some of the organizations are looking at end of the year, especially to take their teams to various beautiful locations. And that's why we are having these destination tours to very luxurious properties today. So I would like to introduce Adrien Kobeh. You are one of our, I would say, favorite co-hosts that we have had since we're very keen on hearing about your location, the properties that you have. They are spot on to what our clients are looking for. So welcome, Adrien.
Thank you very much, Anna.
And then Sheila Riikonen, welcome today as a co-host.
Thank you. And it's my pleasure to welcome as well all our colleagues and friends in the hotel industry. Happy Global Meetings Day today from MPI.
Yeah, indeed. You're right. Happy Meetings Day to everyone.
There's lots of events today. So we are very happy that you're able to participate to our destination tour as well. So the Global Meetings Industry Day by MPI is something that is really connecting us. So, I mean, that's what we like to do today as well. We want to give you updated information. So hopefully we can see each other in person as well pretty soon. And so today's webinar has a technology which is from Visualizer, and you will see some of the presentation technology, just shortly. First, those that would like to also see each other, we are using a Zoom webinar format, which means that you don't actually see all the participants. And this is also because we have some of the clients who are wanting to remain also anonymous. However, I can upgrade some of you to panelists, and if you have any questions, you can then also switch your video on and talk if you like. But let's first introduce the properties, and I'm just gonna open the presentation for you. So here we are, today's 3 locations. So how about, Adrien, if you start by explain a little bit about how your intercontinental management works with these 3 properties, as you're a cluster manager for the...
Yes, so thank you very much, Anna. Indeed, so as Anna introduced me, so my name is Adrien, and I'm the key account director for 3 intercontinental properties located in France. So as you can see, I'm in charge of Bordeaux, located in the southwest, Lyon, more in the center of France, and Marseille in the south, on the Mediterranean coast. Just for your information, we also have 2 other intercontinental properties in France that I do not represent, but which are part of the brand. There is one in Cannes called Le Carlton, and one, of course, in Paris, Paris-le-Grand. So today, what I would suggest is to start maybe with Bordeaux, which is my background, actually, le bassin d'Arcachon.
Yes, let's travel to Bordeaux. I'm gonna show also on the map here, you will be able to see the interactive location, just so we see how close to the river we are as well in this, and the airport location.
Yeah, correct. So as you can see on the map, so we are located right in the city center. It will be the same for Marseille and Lyon because it's a standard for intercontinental brands. We are always located in the city center, except for the resorts. Here we are approximately 30 minutes by car from the airport, and located as 15 minutes, let's say, from the train station. The train station, for your information, which get direct connection now with Brussels, but also with Paris, it's only 2 hours. Before it was much more time, and right now it's 2 hours since like 2 years, so quite easy.
Definitely. And what about the current situation in terms of access? Do you have public transportation working as normally? Airport shuttles? How do you get from the airport to the hotel?
Yeah, so you have different ways. So of course, as we are located right in the city center, you have tram station, bus station, everything like less than 1 minute walk from the hotel. And you do also have a shuttle from the airport, which arrive like 2-3 minutes walk from the hotel just behind. And of course, also a taxi if you want to. So really convenient. You arrive at the hotel and then you can do everything by walk.
Oh, brilliant. And on the video that we have here I can see, would you like to have this running as a showing the location and a little bit of the ambience?
Yeah, we can, of course, we can show. I hope it will work, because I think we've tried last time, it was a bit low. But
it's always really regarding the Wi-Fi connection, but I usually use the booster at the webinar, so it should work. So
okay, let's try then.
Travel to the property.
Thank you very much, Anna. So as you can see in the video, so it gives you a quick overview of the hotel, our style, atmosphere, but also, of course, regarding all the restrictions linked to the current situation with the COVID. So as you can see, we have something named IHG Clean Premises, which is a certificate that we must have for each of our properties. And that means that, for instance, every keys regarding your rooms, they will be disinfected. We will go regarding the meeting room also to clean. Of course, we always clean everything, but we are much more focused on all restriction linked to the COVID.
Yes, well, it's really good to know. And since we've been covering pretty much all the major hotel chains in the past 12 months with our presentations and discussing about these different touch point protocols that every property has, it does give us more reassurance that when we're booking that you're clean. But one thing we can also, I guess, confirm is that Intercontinental has always had a very high hygienic level, even before pandemic. So this is just to give an extra touch to that one. But
yeah. Indeed, because I did not mention it. Of course, we are luxury properties, but we are, for all of us, 5-star properties, which means that indeed our standards regarding the cleaning, the quality was quite high already before. So of course, now we are on the top of the top.
Exactly, couldn't be any better. And you know, now, if ever, it really makes a difference as well. I mean, we don't want to compromise on that. So then how about the actual check-in process. We are looking at beautiful reception area. There's a lot of history in this property. What has changed right now? I mean, are there plexi screens at the reception, or how does it work when you enter?
So no, I mean, just for the first question. So here is the area, of course, of the lobby. So when you arrive, you are first on your left, the concierge, and right after that, we can see on this picture the reception. Yes. We don't have like plexiglass or things like that. We do offer, of course, mask to our guests. We have hydroalcoholic gel as well. And we do have a social distance between the desk of the reception and, of course, the customer.
Yes. So that's really, again, something that is according to French standards as well. And is it the 1.5 meters also in France?
Yeah. We have exactly the same.
Because there are differences in different regions. So we like to also establish.
Yeah, correct. And also regarding the situation, actually, we had some info mentioned by our government a few days ago that unfortunately we are still locked down for the next 3-4 weeks in France, which means I will do a quick point for each hotel after. But regarding Bordeaux, we've decided to close from Monday to Wednesday, but we are still open from Thursday to Sunday. Okay. So the hotel is still open 4 days per week till end of the month. I hope as of 1st May, we will be fully open again. But right now, 4 days per week. And of course, the room service is working. And also regarding the spa, you have the possibility for our customers to have access to our swimming pools or to the sauna, to the hammam, but not to massage are forbidden right now.
Well, when we're at the meeting spaces, and what is the allowed number of people that you can have gathering? I mean, some vocabulary in Finland, it's only 6 people at the moment that can be in one group.
Yeah, you're right. So far, I mean, during the next 3 weeks, we are a bit stuck regarding the meeting spaces. But we hope as of 1st of May, we will be able to receive more and more people. Because initially in the first meeting room that you were showing, Margot, is our ballroom. We can go up to 200 people in theater style. So if we listen exactly what our government say, we need to divide this by 2, which means that right now we can go up to 100 people in theater style. But they mentioned that all those things will change when everybody gets a vaccine and so on. So hopefully in a few weeks, we will be back like before.
Exactly. And because we always prepare for future, the events are taking place. I mean, the planning takes 6 months easily if we're looking at bigger events. So of course, we're continuously looking at the horizon, what's coming. And what we're now finding out when we're talking to different properties is that they are getting booked out, fully booked out, you know, towards the end of the year, because we are very optimistic. So are you seeing this same phenomenon?
Yeah, we observe exactly the same thing. It's quite slow till the summer, but as of September, we have to say that we get more and more requests. Of course, it's not the same number as we used to have in the past, but it's going up, which is a good sign, I guess, regarding the situation. So
it is, and these tend to be domestic bookings or RFPs. And because, again, there is a more flexible cancellation or rescheduling possibility, then we are placing those bookings all the time just to kind of hoping that it's going to go live. If not, then it's a hybrid one. So how do you then prepare the groups in case it does turn into more of a hybrid? Let's say they want to use these meeting rooms more for a studio purpose, and those attendees that cannot attend will be streaming on these screens.
Exactly. That's something on what we've worked. So you can see if you go in a Pomerol meeting room. So it's a meeting room that we have totally changed. So as you can see now we host a studio. So it's like this. It's set up like this every day. We don't know for how long. I think maybe till the end of the year, maybe more, maybe less. But it's something which worked a lot. So we have around 40 square meters fully equipped with, of course, TV, micros, cameras, etc., and all the staff who can be here to help you organizing your event.
I mean, that's really beautiful to know. And again, we don't take it for granted. It's actually one of our biggest challenges as meeting planners at the moment to identify which hotels have this capacity that they already have a studio, because it is a big additional cost for us to also prepare the event for hybrid purposes or
yes.
virtually. So this is a really big selling point for us as well. And then you mentioned that this is now a fixed feature. If I'm looking at the trends and what we are discussing at events industry, also with the MPI, it does look like it's going to be here to stay in one way or the other. That I think the need for studio is probably almost for stay. So why not make it a fixed feature as it?
Yeah, well, we don't know for how long we will use those kind of hybrid meetings, the studios. Right now, I think it's a good point to have it, because facing this situation, it's perfect, and we offer a solution to our customers. But maybe in 12 months now, it will be something that we will not talk about it anymore, and people will prefer to see each other in face-to-face like before. So we will see, but perhaps we will keep it if it's a good solution for our customers.
Exactly, and
it's always an alternative for them.
And for those that are now joining us, I have actually promoted some of you to panelists, so you're also able to see each other and so forth. And some remain also incognito. So it doesn't mean that you have to speak or anything like that, but you now have an ability to also ask questions, and you can also use the chat feature if you have any specific questions. So we're talking about the current state and also the post-pandemic state of industry, and because most of us are working either from home or maybe we have a villa in a more of a leisure areas, but we are working remotely. Then one of our new, I would say, booking trends is that we are booking longer stays in hotels. So have you also at the Intercontinental created more of a remote working spaces for those that want to maybe stay there for longer?
Yeah, we do have some spaces, also a few rooms, maybe more in other properties that I will show you after, where we can have like some separate areas where the customers can be if they stay for really long. So absolutely, it's something on what we've worked, but I would say maybe more in Marseille.
Ah, okay. So let us see some of the lovely features and some of your favorite features of Bordeaux. So is there something specific that you would like to tell us about the rooms as well? They have lots of contemporary history.
Yes. Yeah. So as you can see, all the rooms, it's really French style, which means that our designer, Jacques Garcia, wanted to reflect the opera house, because as maybe you saw in the video, we are located right in front of the opera house. Here we can see the opera behind the window. So he wanted to create, the red carpets, like if you are at the theater. So it's something linked to the opera and also to the history of the hotel, which has always been a hotel. It's a building.
Ah, okay. So it was purposely built.
Yes.
And lovely colors as well. Each room seems to have quite its own style and own colors.
Yeah. No, that's really beautiful. And on in our royal suite that you can see at the end, we also have a small rooftop, but it gives us the possibility to organize events. So if you need it, of course, we have this the royal suite, which is used quite a lot, I have to say.
This is gorgeous. So what is the maximum number that you would allow on this rooftop?
So on this one, we are more around 20, 25. It's a small one. After we will see a biggest one, which is our rooftop where all our customers are going and that we can also privatize. But in the street, I would say, around 20, 25.
That's still a good number. I mean, it's a good choice. And it's been also something that a lot of the C-level meetings, they prefer to book this for one of the VIPs or CEO, for example, and then having the meetings and boardroom style.
No, correct. And right now with the COVID, it's perfect because they can be out. So they're quite happy.
Exactly. And this is the rooftop you mentioned.
Yes, that's the rooftop I was mentioning. So of course, it's like the place to be in Bordeaux. So during summer, you can see a line right around the opera. People are waiting to go to have a drink over there. But of course, for our customers from the hotels, they get the priority if they want to access. But you can also, as I was mentioning, privatize this area. I think on the last picture, we can see some things that we've set up for a meeting. But yeah, so that's really beautiful. You have a 360 view in all Bordeaux. So that's, I would say, and not because I'm working for this property, but the best view of Bordeaux.
So yes, so it's the best known secret of the city.
Yeah.
And you have here also the Ferris wheel, or the more of the, I would say, those points where people like to take lots of photos. But actually this place is even better. It's the Insta moment that you want from Bordeaux.
Yes, that's our Instagram space for people.
So really loving it. And how about right now? So because it's outdoors, it's open. Are you able to? Yeah. So are you able to keep the whole rooftop operating? As in, what's the capacity?
So the thing is that right now it's open, but unfortunately in France, since now almost 6 months, bars and restaurants are closed. So right now it's open. I mean, it's not closed, but it's not open to the people. I mean, you cannot go there and have a drink or having a snack because it's closed. We can use it for a meeting, for instance, for a small group right now, because we cannot receive more than 10 people. Again, we're hoping that in the next 3 weeks it will change. But in normal time, you can have a drink, you can have a snack, which is different from our restaurant, because we have like, and I think it's a good transition to our restaurants. We have 2 different ones. Restaurant Le Bordeaux, as you can see, which is our main restaurant where you can have breakfast during the morning when you stay at the hotel, where you can have lunch, dinner. But we do also have Le Pressoir d'Argent. And I think you will notice our chef, because the chef is Gordon Ramsay.
I see. So, okay.
Yeah, the famous Scottish chef. Here you can see. Yeah. And we are happy because we keep our 2 Michelin stars this year. So, which is great, because it was quite complicated regarding the situation in 2020.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So here we go. So different ways to have let's say an F&B experience. It can be in our Michelin star restaurant, in the restaurant Le Bordeaux, in the rooftop for a snack. So yeah, different experience into the property. That's what makes it special.
Well, I work a lot with groups, mainly tech companies, who do the degustation experiences. So they specifically choose hotels based on the restaurant and the chef. So it's also something that I've seen trend going more and more, up in terms of, especially during COVID, people are now thinking of investing more into their stays and into culinaristic experiences. So it's fantastic that you have that draw to your property. And I mean, there's a lot of culinaristic travel taking place, because we've been basically deprived from eating at restaurants. Yeah. So what's even better is to stay in a property where you have 2 Michelin star.
Indeed, and fingers crossed, perhaps mid-May in France, terrace will be open again. So exactly. We'll be able to eat outside.
So, so we will go back to looking at your properties now in terms of the other Intercontinentals that we have.
Yes.
So to present today. And where would you like us to travel next?
Well, let's go to south of France, to Marseille.
Here we go. It's so easy to do the virtual travel.
And yeah, so as you can see, the property, again, Intercontinental Marseille Hotel Dieu, is located right into the city center. So here on the map, you can see the harbor. It's like a U here, the sea Bassin du Vieux-Port, it's called. So we are located right in front, which means right into the city center. Regarding the access to the airport, it's like Bordeaux, more or less, around 30 minutes driving. We do also have a shuttle, of course. And again, as we're in the city center, we are lucky because we have all transport nearby. Can be bus, can be metro. And regarding the train station, we're located 15 minutes by transport or 20-25 minutes walk.
Okay, so again, really convenient. And walking is now the preferred mode of moving around. And you seem to be in a quite central location. So how far is this harbor area that we saw in the image?
I mean, we will see it from, I mean, here you can see the harbor, it's just down, the hotel is up. It's like, let's say 1 minute, 2 minutes walk. So it's really nearby. I mean,
definitely. And on the
you can go take a boat. I mean, you can do a lot of things right into the Mediterranean Sea.
So you can do all the incentives and extra.
Yeah, we do. Actually, we do a lot. Yeah,
definitely. We have a video here. So would that be about the ambience and?
Yeah, it will give you a quick overview. Yeah.
Let's see that for everyone.
I can. Yeah, we had a message from Bea who stayed at the hotel.
Oh, beautiful. It is a recognizable Intercontinental touch. However, it's still quite different ambience to the previous one.
Yeah, it's completely different. I can see Bea writing to all of us that she was staying with us, and yeah, it's still amazing property, and I hope you will all be able to be there soon. Regarding the history of the building, because it's quite special, it was the name is Intercontinental Marseille Hotel Dieu, which means that it was the former hospital of the city. So it was a hospital, and in 2013 we opened it as a luxury property.
So quite recently, in that sense, it's been transferred.
Yes, and so it's completely different from the other one in Bordeaux regarding the style as well. Our architect designer, his name is Jean-Philippe Nuel. Here you can see in the area of the lobby, you have some amphors, which are common in the Mediterranean region. You have fish on the wall. You have like the sand into the ground. So lots of things to remember the sea and the Mediterranean atmosphere.
Ah, yes, I really love the contemporary style, and the black and white. It's powerful as well.
Yeah, and that was all the challenge that we had when we had this property. It was to be in a very old building, but to do something modern. And that was a challenge. And I think we can see how brilliant it is.
Yeah, definitely. It instantly gives you that luxurious feeling, and it's nice to enter this kind of space. Also, we can see that there's enough room to move. So how does the check-in? I mean, do you do the mobile check-in as well now?
Yeah, so we do have the mobile check-in. The good thing is that when you arrive, you have the reception on the left, you have the concierge on the right, but you do also have a guest station, which means that we can divide in 3 different areas when you have a check-in, which give more space to everyone, even right now with all restrictions linked to COVID. So that's really something useful.
Like here, you can see that layout that you mentioned.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So the reception, yeah, when you arrive, and we can see really well here all our meeting space area as well. So on the left side, you can see we have a part of them, and on the other side, we have all the others. I mean, a part of the others because we have still few others at the first floor. Right now, I forgot to mention, but just for you to know, Intercontinental Marseille is fully open. Oh, so okay. Despite all restrictions and so on that we had, if you want to come to stay at the hotel, we are fully open, and so yeah, we are more welcome more happy to welcome you if you can travel, of course, to France.
Exactly.
We just go ahead.
Well,
sorry.
we are able to do that from Finland. It requires that 48-hour testing. There are flights from certain airlines. We have noticed that there's obviously limited number, but still, so it's worth to do that if you're booking for a longer stay again because of the testing. I mean, having to do the testing again and again. Also, before leaving and returning to your own country, you need to do the testing. So, so for those reasons, the longer stays are definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, so the longest stay, that's what we would like to have, and of course, due to the situation, that's what we have. Of course, mainly it's people from France right now, but we hope soon, again, very soon, we will be able to welcome all our customers as we used to do it before.
Definitely. And on that note, again, since we're really booking the hybrid style at the moment for this year, if not as a backup. But at least, we need to prepare that we have to go virtual with the events. So how about in this space? Have you also in Marseille prepared for those kind of situations that the client suddenly says that, well, now we only have, let's say 10% of the attendees we were planning to, but we would like to create a virtual event out of it?
Yes, correct. So exactly the same as Bordeaux. We've decided to allocate 1 meeting room specifically for hybrid meetings. So here it's cultural area. Okay, no, you were on it just before.
Okay, let's go back.
Yeah, on the right, cultural area.
Oh, there it is. Yes.
Yes.
So okay.
As you can see here, we are working. So it's quite different because in Bordeaux we were working with LED. Screen, and here we are working with a green screen. So which means that this screen is the one which is set up into the meeting room. Of course, if you want another screen, it can be an option, but otherwise everything is included. You have, again, the cameras, the TV, the sofas, and so on. So here it's an historical dimension as well in Marseille because you are in the chapel. So it was like a church before in the history of the hospital.
Ah, yes, you can see from the ceilings that.
Yeah, and from the wall as well.
Yes, I mean it's nicely converted. Also because there is these glass details around also the pillars. So what's the capacity in case you would not use it as a studio, but there would be cocktail reception like here?
Okay, so for a studio, we can host till 10% in total.
Yes.
So really, if we stay in this configuration, and otherwise we can go up to 30 people.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I mean, again, for
I mean,
studio size, that's feasible also. So it's a nice setup, I'm sure, because you don't need natural daylight for for a studio.
yeah,
That's
no,
actually the
and that's
opposite.
our and that's our only meeting room where we don't have daylight. It's true that in Bordeaux they all have daylight, in Marseille as well, except this one. But yeah, so 10 for people regarding the studio, and we can go up to 70 people in buffet.
Okay, so definitely there's a lot of different opportunities for this space. How about the open door? I mean, the outdoor space like Friends Garden. So here you can also have meetings.
Yes, correct. So here we do have meetings, and it gives us the opportunity to organize some outside activities. So that's really great. We can do pétanque, you know, it's a sports really common here in France, and specifically in south of France, in Marseille. We can organize dinner, as you can see. So yeah, that's an outside area that we use a lot.
Yes, and now I think everybody's trying to get that space for their lunch breaks and all the coffee breaks and all also. So on the sides, which meeting spaces are located in this? If we go, let's say, from here, that we would have a one bigger space.
So it's as of Petit Puy, so on the right, Abadier, and so on. So it's really small meeting rooms, which are in around like 40 square meters each. But the good thing is that we can split all of them, and we can have a huge space if we want to. And of course, they have direct access to the garden, which is good as well if you want to have a cigarette, if you just want to have some fresh air, to do a phone call. Here you can see it very well.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, this is a good space now. Then what about the catering, the local produce? So in the other one, you had Gordon Ramsay also looking after some of the more luxurious food, but here
Indeed.
you also have Michelin star restaurant.
Yeah, so we also have a Michelin star restaurant, indeed. So we are working with Lionel Lévy. So Lionel Lévy is a French guy originally from Marseille. So we have one Michelin star restaurant here that you can see. And we do also have the brasserie, our restaurant. Both of them are quite close. They are linked to the big terrace of the hotel. And he offers quite a lot of things. Recently, we had a nice TV documentary on the couscous. So we try to bring couscous on those really nice tables as well. So yeah, lots of things, and he's doing a really good job, and trying some different things, which is great.
Yes, I mean, making couscous luxurious is, you know,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's a challenge. You're not saying I'm going into a palace and I will have a couscous, but trying to put the couscous in this Michelin star restaurant, wow, that's impressive.
Definitely. I mean, again, it's worth the discovery of how does that happen, and you know, we can get some good tips for our own cooking from that as well.
Yes, yeah, and of course we can also, as Bordeaux, we can book the restaurant for a small group if they want to. It's also something that we can offer.
Yes, and this space here, do you use it a lot for lunch for the locals as well? Do they like to come here?
So here is our terrace. So we are right in the center of our U shape, the U of the building, let's say. So that's our main terrace. So it's split in two. On the left side, as you can see, it's our restaurant area. And on the right side, it's the bar. So the bar area, it's a place that we can privatize, and we do it quite a lot. To privatize all the terrace, we can do it, but of course we need a minimum number of rooms, a minimum amount agreed together with the client. So, but half of the terrace is something that we do a lot.
So, especially now, I would say that there's probably never been as good time to ask for privatization or buyout, because there's definitely more availability. So for those groups that do want to have their own privacy, I mean, this is good to know. And the views are just spectacular, as we saw. So because there's a third property, Before we move there, let's see the rooms and quickly show the style.
Yeah, so indeed, so here you have the style. So again, really something contemporary, so a mix between old and modern. The good news is, I know we're running out of time, but it will be quite similar in Lyon because the architect is the same. So you will find some things similar between those both properties. And the huge difference, let's say in Marseille, is the view. We will have some rooms which have a view on the garden, so garden view, and the other one on the harbor. So that's the main difference.
So here
and
we
of course
have
the size, because you will have some rooms like this one, the executive terrace harbor view, one of my favorite, I have to say. You have a terrace, and of course when you go in the south of France, having a terrace is something mandatory, I have to say.
Definitely. And what are we looking at on the top of the hill? I forgot to ask earlier.
Yeah, it is Notre-Dame de la Garde. So the church, let's say the church of the city, who is looking after all people from Marseille.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's again with those weather and with the glass of wine at the balcony, definitely really worth going there. So then, so we have the outdoor spaces here. We have the harbor next to it, Michelin star restaurant, and very comfortable rooms. So what else would you need?
Customers right now.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah,
let's
right
go.
now
Let's
clients,
go. I mean, okay, this is definitely good to put on the bucket list. And then, so we have a third property. For those that have just joined us, we have now moved around some of the most spectacular locations, and we still have one to go. But in case you missed the first one, Bordeaux, then we have a recording, but also we will be repeating this presentation, the webinar, in French as well. So we will keep you posted about that one. But now we have a chance to still visit Lyon. Let's go.
And perhaps for Lyon, we can do it differently. And I would recommend to start with the video.
Oh,
first.
yes. So let's look at the ambience here. I'm speechless. I'm daydreaming now. That's a fantastic video, actually.
Yeah, the video is also really, I think, it's a true experience. Even through the video, you can feel it. So that's why I like this one.
Definitely. And the name Grand sits perfectly for this property.
Yeah, and again, as you can see, so we are on Intercontinental Lyon Hotel Dieu, so exactly the same as Marseille. It was the former hospital of the city. So as you can see, we are doing in hospital right now at Intercontinental in France. I don't know if we will have a third one day, but right now we have 2 Intercontinental, which were former hospitals.
Yes. Well, it's good that this beautiful architecture comes in use, and we get to enjoy it as well, on our travels. So that's actually, I would say, very nice trend that you're doing, that you're rescuing these properties, I would say.
Yes, and I would like also to specify just the location, because we forgot. So we are located again right into the city center. As you can see here on the map, we are between 2 rivers. That's the presqu'île of Lyon, so right in the city center, and located around 30 minutes again from the airport. So same as Marseille, same as Bordeaux. And we do have 2 train stations in Lyon, and we are located equally, let's say, around 15 minutes from each of them.
Okay, and now there's a lot of additional train tracks being built in Europe, so it's going to make it even easier to connect all the way from, well, actually all the way from Stockholm. It's going to Berlin. From there, you can also divert from Amsterdam to Paris and then to Lyon. So it's really getting more accessible.
And you have direct train from Brussels to Bordeaux, Brussels to Lyon, Brussels to Marseille. So of course, train is, I would say, it's increasing a lot right now in Europe.
Making it more sustainable for us as well. And this is how we like to promote our industry, to make it more sustainable. And with converting historical properties and hospitals, you're in that as well. So when we are arriving to the lobby, let's see how the first impression works out. Well, that's quite different.
It's quite different. Again, we stay on the same style because it's the same designer, Jean-Philippe Nuel, as the one in Marseille. But as you remember, in Marseille, it was more about the Mediterranean culture, the sea. Here we are more around the silk, because as you can see, it was on the Silk Road. Lyon was located on the Silk Road during years and years. So he wanted to do a link with the past of the city of Lyon.
Also, this yellow is a very royal yellow. So you have that aristocrat, I would.
Yes, in the receptions, you can see the books, all the books back to the reception. They were coming from one of our meeting rooms called La Salle des Vieux Livres, which means the room of the old books. And the meeting room that we have right now, it was a bibliothèque from the time where it was a hospital. So all the books that you have behind the receptions are books on medical staff, etc. from that time.
Ah, okay. Again, nice detail. And when we are building the story for our events, it is again, good starting point when the property already has such a strong background and story to build up on. And I think that's also interesting, especially for pharmaceutical events and clients who have this kind of connotation. But of course, we use the same kind of book story background when we're building stories for tech events as well.
Yeah, no, correct.
And here we have some of the rooms.
Yeah, here you have all the different rooms category. So the specificity here will be the duplex rooms. All the duplex, they have view on the Rhone River right in front of you. And it's quite funny because when you're on the other side of the hotel, you can see big window. So it's all our second floor. And which is curious is that when you arrive into a duplex suite, most of the time, first you have the room and you have the sofas, and then you have the room up. Here it's the complete opposite. You arrive, you have the sofa, the desk, and you need to go down to access to the room.
Ah, yes. I love that kind of surprise as well when you open the door and you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
didn't expect this.
Definitely.
Oh.
And for your information, so this one, Intercontinental Lyon, is the last one that we opened in France. So we opened it, well, 2 years ago, almost. It was in June 2019. So yeah, almost 2 years now that we opened this one. So we call it the small brother of the one in Marseille due to the history of the building and a lot of things. But yeah, it's a beautiful
But
one.
size-wise, it looked, I mean, the other one had 194 rooms. And how many rooms does this one have?
This one has 144.
Ah, okay. Because I think the whole facade of the property looked quite, much bigger. But I guess it's just.
I mean, maybe we can go back on public areas to the facade. I wanted to show you first. If you go on the right, yeah, on another picture, for you. Again, maybe for you to understand a bit of the situation. Yeah, you are on it.
Yes, there we are. Well, I just jumped. Here.
Yeah, this one. Here you can see in orange, that's all the property. So which means the Intercontinental one with our rooms, with our restaurants, lobby, and so on. But you can see it's really huge. It's not just a hotel. It's like a small village into the city of Lyon. So you will have, in red, you will have some shops, some other restaurants, some boutique, a spa as well. You will have some offices that you can see in blue on the map, and a lot of courtyards as well, different courtyards. So people can go hang out over there, having just some sun and just going back. It's like a quiet area into the city center of Lyon. It's like a village. It's really nice.
Ah, it's your own little world there. And yeah, that's
green our convention center.
2.2 hectares. Hectares is a really large area in the sense that you're going to have your guests roaming around, in that area and build some bit of a, I would say, festival format of an event as well. We do really like that again, with the tech industry, to build the outdoor market areas or even gamifying the events so that they need to go from one station to another. And this would be possible in this kind of layout.
Yeah, totally.
Because there's, again, beautiful event space here, do we have a studio also in this property?
Yes, exactly the same as Bordeaux and Marseille. Here it's Espace Pascalon.
So I saw it. Yes.
Yeah, right here. So again, fully occupied. So here, compared to Marseille and Bordeaux, we have a plasma screen at the end, and we can allocate this meeting room, this studio. Just to give you an idea about the rate, I did not mention it, of course, I forgot for Marseille and Bordeaux, but we are around 8,000 euros full day. So you will have your coffee break, you will have all the staff over there helping you with all the cameras, the micro, and so on. And yeah, and you can go up to 10 people into the studio.
Okay.
In this configuration.
Yes. So ideal. I mean, all of our events have been virtual now with this, I would say maybe 30% with studios. The other ones are with the platforms without necessarily having a studio, but streaming in. So yes, this is definitely one of the things that will carry on. 2022, we're still doing some of those events because some companies, they have realized that they're saving a lot of budget by doing some virtual speakers, as in key speakers tuning in from studios. So we are still hiring lots of studio spaces going forward, just for different reasons, not because they can't travel, but just because it's the convenience, time-saving issue as well. So I think, these are really good details that you have presented to us as options. And now we know that there's all your 3 properties that can cater these needs for hybrid or even live event. If we have one speaker that we always wanted to have at our event, but they're only available on a streaming, then we can have them. I mean, if you think about it, half of the speaker's budget is sometimes the travel cost. So having them participating to the event via studio, I mean, if we have a French speaker, for example, we can send them to one of your properties to streaming from the studio.
Yeah.
So that's really good to know as well. So,
and perhaps we can just finish on our restaurants and bar
yes.
regarding the Intercontinental Lyon, because compared to Bordeaux and Marseille, we don't have a Michelin star restaurant, but it's something that we were working on it before the opening. Because just for you to know, in Lyon, Lyon is the gastronomy capital of the gastronomy in France.
Oh,
so
yes.
you have around 17 Michelin star restaurants in Lyon and around.
A lot of competition as well.
Yeah, we bet on not open a Michelin star restaurant, but to offer something, of course, with gastronomy. Our chef Mathieu Charrois used to work at the Intercontinental Marseille with Lionel Lévy, who get Michelin star restaurants. So the food is also really nice, and you can see you have a space outside here, our beautiful terrace. You can have dinner. We do barbecue during summer, so really nice. And also you can have your breakfast here during the morning. And last but not least, the bar. So the name is Le Dôme. So you are right under the dome that you can see from the whole building. And for you to get an idea, all the roof of the dome was completely destroyed during World War II with fire. And then now it has been all rebuilt, and of course we have renovated everything since the opening. But that's what gives now this amazing place in Lyon.
Ah, yes. Again, looking forward to seeing it with our own eyes. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have now made notes that this could be a possible next meeting space, and also for your personal travels, just to experience the restaurants, not only in the property. I mean, staying here, walking around, and each day going to a new place would be lovely as well. So then if there's any questions, let's see if in our chat you have something that you would like to ask. Some of you have also been given the panelist status, so if you do want to open your microphone and ask something, you can also do that.
And thank you for all messages. I've seen Philly, Bea saying thank you. So thank you for you to attend this session today.
Ah, yes, definitely. There's lots of lovely feedback about the webinar, and we are doing this again we're gonna do in French a session. So also if you want to invite your colleagues and or maybe you're practicing your French, since we haven't been traveling for a while, so getting back into multilingual business making also in person, then, or maybe you have to start at your French course, any reason that you want to travel to these locations and now you can prepare, we're gonna do another webinar about this. So I'm looking at the chat. So do we have any specific? So do you organize day tours to these areas, and degustations is one of the questions. So
in which hotels? Sorry.
This was earlier on. I think this was it was quite at the beginning. So, but I guess it applies to all the different regions. So from the hotel, you do have excursions as well.
Yes.
Around.
Yeah. Of course. So, yeah, from all of them, the three of them. Yeah.
Exactly. And we can always hire also a personal historian or somebody to help with the local culture and tours. And because they are next to rivers, I mean, and the seaside harbor, there's a lot of opportunities to go out and experience, different ways the location. Now we know that the hotels some of them are also open, and you can take a train, which I think is less restricted than flying. Still need the testing, so we can already start planning our next trip as well.
You don't need to do the test in the nose, because it's not really fun.
Oh yeah, only on return when you go back to home country.
Yeah.
So I guess that was all that we have time for today. So I would really like to thank everybody who tuned in, and hope you enjoyed. And please do join us again. We will send you invitation when we are tuning in with our locations. And just to let you know that next week we are traveling to Helsinki, and then we're gonna visit Berlin. So, and then again, we are coming back to these properties in French. So hopefully you tune in on that one as well. Even just for the beautiful views in case, and just to listen the beautiful language. So,
Well, thank you very much to everyone. And Anna, from what I saw, you're expected to speak French, so I'm looking
I was
forward to.
expected to speak French, but I have to say it's so rusty that I backed off and I gave that opportunity to my colleague. I realized that I need to practice more. So,
Great. Well, thank you again to everyone.
thank you so
Thank
much
you.
and enjoy the day.
Have a good day. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye.